Hello, welcome to Holy Saturday, kind of that in-between day. In the Office of Readings from the Liturgy of the Hours, there's this beautiful homily that's just attributed as an ancient homily for Holy Saturday. And there's so much that's striking in this that I wanted to read this to you. If I can, I'll try to include the text from an email that I received, just so that you can read it as well and pray over it, because I think there's a lot of depth to this and a lot of reality for where we are today, in that Christ has already suffered for us, but the fullness of the resurrection has not yet come. Just like as we're celebrating the liturgical year, Easter hasn't come yet. So Christ has not yet come again, so we haven't enjoyed the fullness of the fruits of the resurrection. So from an ancient homily on Holy Saturday, the Lord descends into hell. Something strange is happening. There is a great silence on earth today, a great silence and stillness. The whole earth keeps silence because the King is asleep. The earth trembled and is still because God has fallen asleep in the flesh, and he has raised up all who have slept ever since the world began. God has died in the flesh, and hell trembles with fear. He has gone to search for our first parent, as for a lost sheep, greatly desiring to visit those who live in darkness and in the shadow of death. He has gone to free from sorrow the captives, Adam and Eve. He is both God and the Son of Eve. The Lord approached them bearing the cross, the weapon that had won him the victory. At the sight of him, Adam, the first man he had created, struck his breast in terror and cried out to everyone, "My Lord be with you all." Christ answered him, "And with your spirit." He took him by the hand and raised him up, saying, "Awake, O sleeper, and rise from the dead, and Christ will give you light. I am your God, who for your sake have become your Son. Out of love for you and for your descendants, I now by my own authority command all who are held in bondage to come forth, all who are in darkness to be enlightened, all who are sleeping to arise. I order you, O sleeper, to awake. I did not create you to be held a prisoner in hell. Rise from the dead, for I am the life of the dead. Rise up, work of my hands, you who were created in my image. Rise, let us leave this place, for you are in me and I am in you. Together we form only one person, and we cannot be separated. For your sake I, your God, became your Son. I, the Lord, took the form of a slave. I, whose home is above the heavens, descended to the earth and beneath the earth. For your sake, for the sake of man, I became like a man, without help, free among the dead. For the sake of you, who left a garden, I was betrayed to the Jews in a garden, and I was crucified in a garden. See on my face the spittle I received in order to restore you to life I once breathed into you. See there the marks of the blows I receive in order to refashion your warped image, your warped nature in my image. On my back, see the marks of the scourging I endured to remove the burden of sin that weighs upon your back. See my hands nailed firmly to a tree, for you who once wickedly stretched out your hand to a tree. I slept on the cross, and a sword pierced my side for you, who slept in paradise and brought forth Eve from your side. My side has healed the pain in yours. My sleep will rouse you from your sleep in hell. The sword that pierced me has sheathed the sword that has turned against you. Rise, let us leave this place. The enemy led you out of the earthly paradise. I will now restore you to that paradise, but I will enthrone you in heaven. I forbade you the tree that was only a symbol of life. But see, I, who am life itself, am now one with you. I appointed cherubim to guard you as slaves are guarded, but now I make them worship you as God. The throne formed by cherubim awaits you, its bearers swift and eager. The bridal chamber is adorned, the banquet is ready, the eternal dwelling places are prepared. The treasure houses of all good things lie open. The kingdom of heaven has been prepared for you from all eternity. I think a beautiful reflection, especially for Holy Saturday, to kind of remember and recall upon in our own hearts and in our prayer today the great gift that Christ gave, dying for everyone, taking upon himself the sins of the entire world, and then descending into hell to bring out from all the dead those that are in the sleep in hell, in the shadow of death, to bring them into the light of Christ, into the paradise, the everlasting paradise in heaven. As that is the place, the goal that we're all seeking to be, what a great reflection to pray on and meditate on as we enter and move through this Holy Saturday. I hope you'll have an opportunity to watch the Easter Vigil Mass, either locally in our diocese with Bishop Kettler or wherever you might be. Pray. Bring some candles for yourself. Try to enter into the Easter Vigil as much as you can, making the same movements as we would normally if we were at Mass. Dim your lights when you watch, so as to enter more fully into that darkness where the light breaks through. As we prepare ourselves to remember and rejoice in the resurrection, let us not move too quickly past Holy Saturday. I think in our world today, we're kind of in a Holy Saturday. The crucifixion has happened, but the full glory of the resurrection, we have not yet realized this side of the veil. Beautiful things to contemplate on, and I pray that as your time in Scripture and prayer over this Lenten season, now in this Triduum, as it continues to bear forth more fruit for you, I pray that your Holy Saturday is very fruitful, that you are able to watch the Easter Vigil with your family and pray and meditate on these beautiful images that come forth from this beautiful Mass. May God's blessings be upon all of you.